Morning everyone, and happy Brexit Day, or not as the case may be. First of all, apologies if I sound a bit hoarse. My throat seems to have sort of closed over a bit. I've got some kind of viral infections affecting my eyes, and I probably sound very croaky, so sorry about that. My video today is about an important topic. And as a small business owner, you may be familiar with the following phrase. I have a cash flow problem, or we have a cash flow problem. And how often do you find yourself in that sort of predicament or uttering those words? It's certainly something we hear quite commonly from small business owners. It's the one thing that they will certainly get in touch with you about as soon as it happens. It's almost like that heart attack situation for the business. The question I asked small business owners, I asked them a couple of questions. First one is, are you sure? Are you sure you actually have a cash flow problem and maybe you're not just going into panic mode? And the second question is that the real problem that you have in your business? Now, let me just expand on that briefly and stick with me. This might be a wee bit longer than my normal videos, but it's an important topic, so I want to just run through that. First of all, some people go into panic mode because they look at their bank balance and think, oh my God, I just don't feel like I've got enough cash to do, or we're going to be approaching our overdraft limit. But maybe you just need to push on some customers a bit more to get cash in a bit quicker, or maybe delay one or two payments with suppliers or something like that. There's usually some type of quick fix can be put into place so that you don't really have a problem. You're just having a bit of a panic situation. But the bigger question is, what is the real problem in your business? And I often find that there's sometimes three scenarios that kick into play. Yes, a cash flow issue is immediate. You know, if you are in a situation where you now know, based on the money available to you, plus money due in over the course of the next sort of 30 days or 90 days, plus the money you're due to pay out, if you know at that point, look, I'm going to be struggling and I'm going to need some kind of funding or finance in place, then yes, that's an immediate problem. But what you also need to do is, alongside resolving that problem, is dig a bit deeper into your business. And the three things that you need to look at are as follows. Number one is, let's have a look at your credit control procedures. Quite often what we find is that businesses find, customers aren't paying me quick enough, customers aren't paying on time, and they put that out there as a problem that they're facing. But the real problem isn't that the customer's not paying them quickly enough. The real problem is they don't have a proper credit control system in place. So if you're using cloud accounting systems, you can automate all of that so that your customers are receiving reminders automatically without you having to chase them on the phone or by email. And you can send out your statements on a regular basis quite easily from your cloud system and send them out in batches. So there are things that need to be addressed from a credit control aspect to avoid the situation arising in the future, and that can be done quite easily with cloud accounting systems. You also need to be looking at your terms and conditions and making sure you're getting your customers to comply with those. Get them to sign up to direct debits, for example. Make that part of the terms and conditions of doing business with you. Get them to pay via PayPal and so on. Make it easy for them to pay as well by putting maybe buttons on your invoice to get you paid online. So that's number one. Number two, a problem that businesses can face is a lack of proper budgeting and planning. Or a complete absence of budgeting and planning. So that you've hit this cash flow problem now because you failed to budget properly in the past. Maybe you over-predicted what your incoming sales was going to be. Maybe you've just spent too much money on certain things. And sometimes business owners need to face that reality check of maybe you're paying yourself too much or spending too much on personal items. And it's a matter of trying to rein those things back to make sure that you can pay all your suppliers, pay all your commitments, and pay HMRC as well on an ongoing basis. So you've got to get your budget and planning in place for the future. Sit down and do that for the next 12 months at least. Make sure you cover all of the outgoings of the business, including paying HMRC. And maybe try to set up some payment plans for the next 3 or 4 months with certain suppliers and other commitments to get you over the current crisis that you're facing. The third big thing, which is a massive symptom of the cash flow problem, it's a bigger problem within the business, and the cash flow problem is really just a symptom of it, and that is a lack of profit. This is a big one because people think they've got a cash flow problem, and what they really have is they're just not making enough money. They're maybe not pricing their products and services to make enough margin. They maybe have too many overheads in the business that that they need to address and look at and see what can I cut to save some money. And that can all lead to a lack of profit on the bottom line. A lack of profit as well can also be you're not making enough money to pay yourself and to pay your income tax or your corporation tax if you're a limited company. So you need to be making enough money to be able to, in the business, to withstand all of those outgoings. And a lack of profit is something that needs a lot more work done, but it's something you should immediately get looking at. Start digging deeper into your numbers, start looking at your pricing, start looking at your sales pipeline, but also looking at your sales pipeline. Other factors that will drive profit is going to be your marketing activities, your customer care activities, the culture within your firm, believe it or not, your customer relationships, customer feedback, customer complaints procedures. All of these things can be a driver of profit or indeed a lack of it. So if there is a lack of profit in the business, and if you're on the likes of Xero, then that'll tell you if you're not making enough money, it'll tell you in an instant. Then you need to address that immediately, as well as addressing the cash flow crisis that you're currently facing. So look, I know that's been a bit longer than normal, but I think there's important issues that need to be considered there. So I hope that's been useful. I hope you're not facing a cash flow problem immediately, but if you are, now's the time to deal with it. Jumping in to get loans and finance and extending overdrafts and so on may not be the best solution for you at this point in time. There may be better options which will actually build you a better business for the future. So talk to your accountants, talk to your advisor, and if you want to talk to me about something like that or about cloud accounting and how that can help, I'm happy to chat anytime at all. Just get in touch and I'll get back to you to get things moving.